Ooh, ooh, man. I'm sorry, guys. I was just thinking about Texas versus Florida and how boring that would be. At least people would want you to think that. Yes, guys, I'm back on my high horse and I'm back to talk about some things. And no, I'm not going to sit here and argue the points that have been made. But I do want to point out the stupid points that have been made, not just by OU fans, but for the dummies who made the decision to put them in. Mostly the Big 12 commissioner and his cronies. But firstly, people saying that OU Florida is going to be more exciting, or implying that seeing Texas in the national championship really wouldn't be that great. Um, well, actually, in '05, it was a pretty good ball game, and I know we had Vince Young, but we got a pretty good team this year. But I get the sense that people think we don't have an offense, that we are just kind of surviving games. They talk about OU being the hot team right now. Can you please let me know where Texas cooled down? Since we lost to Tech, we dropped 35 plus on everybody we played. So don't give me that about OU as the hotter team and the team you less likely to play. Shoot, I'd rather play OU because at least our offense will get rolling. This week when they play Missouri, OU's going to win the game. They'll probably win by 20 or 30. Get a couple trash touchdowns at the end that they probably don't need. But look for Missouri to at least drop 28 on them because that's what they've been doing on defense. Because one of the arguments for OU is that they're a more complete team than Texas. Give me a break. They talk about point differentiation. Everyone throws out the number, how bad they beat Tech and how bad they beat OSU, how many points they scored. How many points did they give up? In the Big 12 conference this year, they gave up 31 to Kansas. They gave up 35 to Kansas State, 28 to Nebraska, 28 to Texas A&M, 21 to Texas Tech, which is good, but then 41 to Oklahoma State. Of course they have to score in the 50s and 60s. They can't stop anybody. So don't. And they gave up 45 to Texas, but we don't. That doesn't count anymore apparently. So don't tell me that OU is a more complete team. They are an offensive team that has to keep scoring because their defense can't stop anybody. One of the reasons they beat teams worse than Texas is because Texas knows that we don't have to score every play. We stop them. It's just like A&M. People brought up the A&M score that we beat them by 40 and they won by 32 at Kyle Field. It was 49-9. They scored 4 touchdowns on you guys. 4 touchdowns. Kansas scored 30 plus on you. They scored 7 on us in Lawrence. Are you getting my drift here? Kansas State scored 35 against you guys. Oklahoma State 41-24 against us. Your one good defensive Big 12 game is Texas Tech, and they scored 21 points on you, and 2 of those touchdowns was in garbage time. You get all the props in the world for the way that your entire team played that game. But we talk about body of work, and in the Big 12, that defense does not stack up well. I'm not saying Texas has the best defense in the country, but we have a better defense than they do, especially down the stretch, as everyone keeps talking about. Down the stretch. Down the stretch, we gave up 21 to Baylor, but then we gave up 7 to Kansas, 9 to A&M. I'm just saying, hotter team, I don't get it. I see flashy, and I see people like, ooh, pretty fireworks. Don't give me that. And also, you can't sit here and say more people want to see OU. Have you seen the polls? 46 states out of 50 say that Texas should be in the championship game. 2 states say OU should be in. Oklahoma makes sense, and Nebraska, which doesn't make sense. I thought you guys hated OU, but it's whatever. And I think like Montana and, I don't know, Wyoming had their hands in their pants. I don't know. So that was the breakup. So I don't see where people can't say this is just a royal screw job here, okay? But you got it, and we got to live with it. And you're going to beat Missouri, and you're going to go to national championship. But you won't be national champions to everyone's eyes, and you know that. OU fans know it. That if they win out, and do everything, they know that in the eyes of many people who watch college football, they are not the best team out there, and they're not deserving of the title game. All right? I know they think it's funny. Some of them do about how, yeah, Texas beat us, but at least we jumped them. Well, at the end of this year, they're not going to have these huge montages about OU football, dominance, glory. No, it's going to go back to this. That's all I'm saying. But also to get back at the Big 12 cronies and Dan Beebe, okay? His statement was that if you win all your games, you don't have to worry about this scenario. It should say ... unless you're Oklahoma. Because they didn't have to win all their games, and they still got to get in. Don't give me that mess. Also, he stated saying that we try to put the best team in, or the team another conference would least like to play. Have you not been watching the Sooners in the past years in bowl games? They cannot win them. USC, they got throttled. Got beat by LSU in a BCS game. Got beat by Boise State in a BCS game. And then last year got beat by a West Virginia team who did not even have a head coach. Are you kidding me? Texas, on the other hand, has not lost a BCS game. We've been to 2. We won both of them. Epic, awesome matchups. But we also won the little bowl games that we didn't get to. And yeah, we didn't get to those games, but we win in bowl games. Mac Brown knows how to do it down the stretch. That's why Big Game Bob is now a punchline. So, once again, OU, congratulations for getting it. Okay? You really earned it this year. And it makes me mad that we're complete. You guys have 7 national titles. We have the head-to-head victories, but you got the 7 national titles. So congratulations. And you could get 8 this year. But the thing is, this 8th one isn't going to be a real national title. Oklahoma fans know that. They won't admit it, and they'll rag me for saying this, but they know that if they win out and they get the national championship, no one's really going to consider them the true champion. But hey, when you're the BCS's girlfriend, this is kind of what happens. You get the benefits, but you don't get the respect. Hook 'em horns, and Texas fight. We're going to be in the Fiesta Bowl this year, more than likely, and Texas, look for them to roll Ohio State, whoever walks in. And OU, congratulations. And I guess you were the better team and the hotter team. You just got the flashy fireworks and Bob Stoops, who knows how to work the BCS system. And that's some bull.